Hey everyone, this is Leroy. This is my mashup number 3 that I'll be doing on Arthur Schopenhauer and Friedrich Nietzsche. So, Arthur Schopenhauer was a German philosopher known for his work of describing the world as a single entity of will, right? So he believed that everyone was just one whole thing motivated by will. Schopenhauer believed that we view the world based on our beliefs, whether it was influenced by science or religion. This could mean that what we believe is bad or good is based upon what we desires or what our desires are. So Schopenhauer describes how many individuals believed that they were unhappy or unsatisfied because their desires were unfulfilled or they weren't basically getting what they wanted or things weren't turning out how they wanted to be and it was going the other direction. However, he stated or he saw this as false, for he believed that when one's desire is fulfilled, it leads to more desires. He states that we only believe that we are happy because we may have been taught that not getting things our way is bad, or what we view as good, or what we view as bad becomes painful. So I believe that this is worth knowing to everyone, or this is one point about Schopenhauer, because many individuals believe that if they don't get certain things done, then this is bad, or that certain things that people view as good is actually bad in their eyes. Our moral, our social point of view is presented where certain things is seen as deviant behaviors. However, who truly determines what is bad or what is good? This is a question, right? Portrayed by Schopenhauer. And Friedrich Nietzsche, who was another great German philosopher who became one of the most influential of all modern thinkers. So Nietzsche identifies that we tend to associate morality with God, and thus morality tends to shape the thoughts of past philosophers, right? So Nietzsche believed that Platonic Christian beliefs has given meaning to many lives. They tend to believe that in something greater than themselves, which Nietzsche suggests that many individuals don't mind suffering. They don't mind going through a hard time or facing problems over problems. What they only refuse is to endure meaningless suffering. So if they believe that, okay, I'll be suffering, I'll be facing this just for a time, and then the road's going to be rocky for now, and then it's going to be better in the future. So many will suffer and believe that this is what God wants them to go through, and then they achieve or they seek some form of help, and they say that God will help, or God is the one that helped them. Nietzsche then went on by implying Christian morals or morality is transferred into scientific life, where the will to find truth trumps faith in God, right? This is important to know by many individuals, for there's a lot of people out there who believe in supernatural power, and this supernatural power trumps everything else. It trumps science, it trumps personal beliefs, because they do believe in God and that there's a supernatural being who created heaven and earth, and we should live by his rules, and that we live in a life of sin now, and one day when we die we'll go to heaven. Oftentimes these beliefs motivates actions. We see where Nietzsche are the things that Nietzsche and Schopenhauer agrees on, is where we see Nietzsche agrees with Schopenhauer that humans are motivated by their drives and will. that there's something that influences how we decide, how we make our decision. Is there things we desire, right? Both Schopenhauer and Nietzsche questions where humans get their idea of good and bad from, right? So what shapes our perception that things are good, or things are right, or things are good brings happiness and bad brings sadness? This is a question asked by both philosophers. Where do we get our sense of mind from? Where do we get our sense of good or bad from? We tend to ask this question: could this be the other way around? Could good actually be bad, or does it depend on who's asking the question? Could this be something of the human mind? Both philosophers question where individuals came to their decisions, whether it was influenced by their cultures or community ties, whether it was done by their sense of religion. I could see where Nietzsche believed that Schopenhauer has the right answers. However, the problem is that Schopenhauer has not investigated his values. That is what Nietzsche believed. He agrees with Schopenhauer in the thought that we know not where good or bad comes from. However, he has not gone into details of his sense of thinking, where he gets his main ideas from, right? So this is where the difference is coming, where Nietzsche believes that if Schopenhauer threw out the facts of God, right, then Schopenhauer has not presented some facts to replace or explain the non-existence of God. So there would be nothing to motivate or explain to those who have placed their values and meaning of the existence of God. That's the Platonic Christians, right? This was a clash between both philosophers. Nietzsche is suggesting that it isn't logical for Schopenhauer to say something isn't existent and not show how he came to this. Nietzsche believed that Schopenhauer actually hits a boundary here. By not finding a solution of his answers, I felt that Nietzsche saw that Schopenhauer was throwing out what most of the past philosophers struck out, which is where Plato, Aristotle, etc., because their sense of thought was more on a Platonic Christian, where they tend to support instead of question the existence of God, right there. I give proof of the existence of God, right? So this is where they combined morality with Christianity in the past. However, in doing so, Schopenhauer did not explain if there was no God and we are all a part of one will, then how can we explain to the Platonic Christians what they have believed is wrong, and that what we have or what we currently believe or he's believing or Schopenhauer is believing is correct, and that is facts. Thank you for listening for the time. It was a quick explanation or quick going into, for those who know not much about Schopenhauer and not much about Nietzsche. These were two great philosophers at the time, which helped to change or motivate my sense of thinking. Thanks, guys.